Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are? Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember? Really? You're a soldier? But why are you out of uniform? Oh, was it a black op? Are you a soldier of fortune? You know what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know. But this should be a piece of cake for someone like you. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of course. Sorry, Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead end. Oh, all right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen. You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Great. My hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost. Lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth. Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, you'll suffer the same fate I did. I spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine? Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, are you coming? Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old boar won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10. Made us draw straws. And whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation? You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. I suppose we will. Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just... I trust you can see...
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name, to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the posture of a military man, though your garments are most peculiar. I pray to Mars your skill set won't be necessary here, but time will tell. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Well, I'm not sure I believe that. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment, like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away. An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries. Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. We have comprehensive laws. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual. When our people are starving, they are given food rations. And our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape. No other civilization in... Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? Well, right now, you're a long, long way. I have made my... Unfortunately, there are still those here who I would be keeping a close eye on. You see, in my... It said to open a door, and when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me. I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But the truth of it. All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases alive. I don't suppose you... I assume that was me. Well, I believe you're in the best position. As for me, the people here would only treat my... Do you ever stare? What's needed here is a... So you know about... That was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule. Still, if you... You mean you couldn't speak, but the gods... Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her. Indeed. If I understand Proserpina... If you... That... Wonderful. I authorize you to enter... Oh, and one last. I heard wailing from... If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Ugh, this place has become a Oh, look, you're... What are you... I don't know. Can... It was 3 weeks ago. We went into our rooms. I think so, yes. But she was very careful. Because our father had plans to marry her off. eventually. That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow. He's upset, of course. I don't know. But it's been 3 weeks since she just... All I know is... You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is... Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm some... Oh, you're awful. Whatever are you wearing?
Ave.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What now? Not that it's any of your business. Unfortunately, see, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus. The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator. Sentius knows about it. This place will... I appreciate the thought. In any case, if you're interested in the election, he's one of the better commanders I've had. Treat you an infant, Connors. All right?
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today? If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe?
Ave. A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. Oh my. I take it people are quite... I suppose it's quite... Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to... The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual... And then you would find... But to be honest, I've often... Let's do it your way. You really don't know? You are from far away, aren't you? I am one of the priestesses, charged with keeping the sacred... Vesta is the mother goddess of hearth and... Put simply, Why? So that we continue to... It's vital. You know, I'm not entirely sure... Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed... older. I see. I apologize. Have you spoken? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember. Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member. She was always so chatty. And then, about a month ago, she withdrew, stopped working and became despondent. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some... Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill, but there is a small chance that she learned something. I just don't want to see that happen to you. Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you just... Come back to me when...
Name's Rufius. Can't talk long, got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris. Babylon. Same way as... Because we're all... If you were... None of your business. In Troiti Ipsam Kamnin Shula. If we... I mean, all these people just bump. Seems like I don't know. But did you ever get the Of course If I... Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect... No. Whatever.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to our little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? I wish we could... Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was help out with repair, but you probably don't want... Well, I'm a help out, but... Oh, I'm glad you asked, but there's one thing... I'm not sure. Or it could mean that they were Greek who really built, if only there was a way. You mean the great temple given the way its positions? Unfortunately, you see, usually a temple is dead. There's an obelisk out the front. And of course we can't get inside, so we're all left wondering, unless some... Gladly, they're an ingenious feat of Roman engineer. It's funneled below the palace, and the rest is funneled to... Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the... I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way. Of course. Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a... Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem. Hey, nothing gets by. Sorry, that wasn't... And when you grow up in the north, as I saw enough friends, so I hid who I was for. But that kind of fear eats away. Needless to say, my open... Nice of you to say. In any case, the Romans are, or at least... It's the strange thing is, I've never really... Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god. If there are any of them here, they won't. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my... What? Really? I'm glad you arrived when you did. Someone, but if you find them, please... come back.
Salve. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm terrible shame what happened to Julia. You mean, how did I end up here? That is a... Alright. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare, mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome. So I gather my coin all the way down to the river. I'm held, but to my surprise, but the captain's happy to take... No, too heavy. The cart or the girl. Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess... And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody... No, I dived in after it, of course. Only, I guess when I came to, I'd washed... Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good... Look around you, there must be more... It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold. Of course, I have an idea for generating... I've scoured this city from top to bottom. Oh, well, Thank you, friend. I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling George she was headed to the baths not long ago. Very well. Salve.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort. You have to do something. Hear what? What? Ugh. The shrine!
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl! I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. The gods are cruel and unjust.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quintius Crispus. Otherwise, I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quintius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through. Is that... Thank you. Now tell me. Oh, how very welcoming of you. I was told Quintius was a cultist. You say that, but if you're not a cult, then... So you admit you're not... That sounds an awful lot like a cult. And I saw the inscription saying, the men... You've clearly been indoctrinated. Now tell me, you lot have practiced... Yes, it's all clear to me now. What baffles me is, however, you still have a chance. Then, do you have any last words? You'd squander your last words on an empty threat. Now, once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill and I can think of nothing.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
much did I drink? Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and if it doesn't work, but don't. All right.
The moon.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
We're finally alone. We have? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Is that about... You broke it. Why in Pluto's name would you do that? You just wanted... What is wrong with... Look, it now, I assume... Ask then. Good. Of course. Why... It look... Thank...
Ugh, this place has become a thoroughfare.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
A fellow travel. Greetings. And I must leather boots in. I have traveled and never... Is this a riddle or we will have much... My story? How kind of you to... You mean to say... I'll tell you. I say the more... Oh, if we all end up as golden stars. Anything... This is troubling, is it? But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone
How'd you do?
Help! A man... You have to do... Thank... I have to hop... What?
All right, fine.
Stop right there. Thank you for your service.
How'd you do?
Fear is proof
Citizen.
of a degenerate mind.
Ah, you've returned. Of course. Yeah. What? An assassin? Then what are you doing here talking to me? As magistrate, I hear... Thank you.
Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here. I don't know. Yes, but I wasn't. They said I did it. Yes. What does it say? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something. He gave me this key and made me promise. All I remember is he said something about this. Now nobody looks after me. Hannibal said Galerius already. What about the rule? Like, Galerius? He's nice. If you help make him magistrate, Hannibal said it was in the systems. Bye-bye.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
A new face. It must be completed. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the Why do you... All of the male... Well, but if it's any concert... By using whatever... You can. I like the idea, but I know Galerius well, and his position has always been that it was only yesterday. So, I suppose if... Sir, see you again.
Fresh meat, huh? Malleolus. Her name's Domitius. Too bad. I'm glad you asked. Left me strict instructions he does. Dunno. Bribe? Just mate. Yeah? If you set one foot in...
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
What are you doing in here? She needs the resin of a plant called silphium, but that coolers. It's too late. She was poisoned. And I knew Decius had... That'll be 1,000. Then that torch... Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it. So all... And now I'll never know who poisoned her. Well, unless you get me that silphium res... I don't care how you... I swear to the... Oh no. There was... But that wasn't... Anything... I'm well, until she's this chick the last time and then she's but I really wish I could reach her because one of my sure. Hemlock. Do you really want to know? I mean, I haven't glad what
You look well, my sartorial friend.
Ah, you're right. Well, Malleol is... Nice to...
You look well, my sartorial friend.
You... An accident? I do have a question. I don't... Oh, I see. I promise. Nobody else will... Oh, speaking of... Oh, there's not much to... I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. I spent the next week in bed. In the end, but after about a day... I remember I suppose the driver took... Anyway, I went so... Terrible shame, that is. The forum's usually dead, to be honest. I thought maybe poor... So I popped my head out and saw someone and I called out to them. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and so I suppose it could only be one of 3 people. Horatius, Domitius or Rufius. I hope that helps. Oh. Thanks. And I'm sure he'll be...
You there! I'm sorry, no idea how you managed to... And before you... But... Tell me, do you have any idea how... And here I was thinking of... Supposedly, 1 or 2 of those arrows. Now, of course, that... I can't help but think of it with the ability to... Use your imagination. And even if we were to... Look, I might have skipped... Oh, I'm not suggesting we use such a bow on people. Excellent. So now, I have a plan. Good. Diana is our goddess. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that... And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana. And would you know... Precisely. I can't tell you how... Oh, gods, no. No. Here's what I propose. You give your bow to me. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the brazier, but make no mistake, this is a day where, in my experience... Now... When Prometheus stole... So... Wonderful. Now, if you'll have... This is... And here we... Now, I've gone and unlocked the shrine. It's just at the end of the street on the left.
Salve.
No idea.
you, partner. Wonderful. Just go ahead. A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, no, technically, I never said that. I was hardly my... Oh. You're just gonna have to take the bow. Now. I would reconsider my position quickly, but you're stuck in there with a hornet. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet. Let's find...
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again, and found myself drawn to the statue of a Romanian woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking quite happy. As I walked past her, I heard that strange whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke. Supposed to be here.
And
You.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the history and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Halides.
Kill us. Help us. You. Please. Please.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, But when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodami to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the others. And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that. And do you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me. Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my and now look at her. All I wanted was to spend my last. But as soon as I began my work, what's so What do you mean, the same voice? Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound simple, but now that I think about it, if these bodies are mere Wait! You're trying to steal her away? Liar! Give me one. What? Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us? So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, it's the air coming into contact. But the only way to fix it, well, at least that way she'd be golden again. It's too late. What? What? The goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. I see. Well, I'll trust you to honor our bargain, but if you don't, mark my words. As a quid pro quo, here is the only thing of value I have left. The key to the chest in the Shrine of Apollo. Now, please leave. The door... Go.
What's in Coolio Mio? Or sing Coolio Mio.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy freedom preserved. And no more shall you walk on eggshell. Yes. No more should you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the entire city has told you what forbidden. Yes, that's my first act. My first act, yes. now I make this solemn promise.
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with... I like to think it is... Well, I am not suffering from any... Unlikely. I'm Malleolus. I'm glad you asked. These good people... By declaring there's no... Wait. The person making a claim bears... Nonsense. There's... What? Oh, surely you're not one of those people transformed into... I disagree. True? What? You are... I'm afraid not. You... I threw... Still here.
I'm not supposed to be in here. Domitius! Come, this is outrageous. Do I need to call Domitius?
Osinku.
I hope you have a good... We'll speak again after you've carried out my order. Ah, well, if you've stopped one person from breaking it and you're... Allow me to explain. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to illustrate, if you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the door. The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, if either of those things were to happen, so the fact that you are still here means someone... Excellent. It looks like... You mean Duilius? Perhaps you're not aware. Look, I can see where you're going. It was not so long ago, during... Here, we see to it a the man had... I will... If I... Sextus before I was elected, there's it's a cap as
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of... But it... The bloodless... Some the house... They... You think it is better for you... The bloodless... Help me, it is better for you... There is... The...
I can tell. Ugh. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do bit. Ugh. I just... Certainly. Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day she just... Now, she just... I hear that if Malleolus is elected... Whatever... You know... Straight as a man... I'm happy to tell you all about... So... Well, I can't tell you... Simple. If I took your money without... I think of it... Well... All right. Well, isn't that an impressive trinket?
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Ooh, am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
If I die and go to Tartarus, because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
I saw you use the device I made. Anyway, well, I've been trying to get this rare flower. It's too steep to climb, so do you think you could use the device again? Oh, thank you. All right.
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
Ah, it's you again. Now. Brilliant! This is going to make what I really want, but on the other... You mean, you see, Equitia is a vest... Even if she was just suspected, but at the same time, she's... I don't know what to do. What do you... What I need is a go... What do you say? Wonderful! Now, all...
Ave again. Oh, how lovely. I see. Of course, that man, but he is the plus. He's been trying, he just tell that adorable oaf. Then, I hope... Interesting. I'm not sure why... Oh, keep living.
No. Thank Venus, that is... I wish there was... All I can do is... In the rock tunnel, near the stairs, there's unfortunately one of those golden... If you can figure... Even I could do a bit. I've bounced the idea around, but from what... maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected... And how could you know that? Well, if you can do that... Oh.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth. Oh, you see, my plan was to... But when I opened... Partner? Yeah? Well, don't even talk to...
Oh, shine. Salve and welcome. Need...
Don't even talk...
Greetings and salutations. Hello again, my sort of... That, my friend, Nothing. That, my... But...
Isn't that an impressive trinket? Back again. You know, I'm happy, so. And now for my. This is Hemlock. Sorry. I offered to sell you a way out, and I should know. There's a reason everyone else. Oh, I think it.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of just as. But the new.
Again. It'll be white. I like it was so. Sir. Would you? I suppose but I.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff. Welcome back. Good. Good. It's nice.
Hello.
feeling all. I'm much as I can. It's and as but I